ready, I'm gonna
Okay.
sit.
All right. So, talking about eating and eating right and journaling it and what we're going to do on your web page. 'Cause
Mhm.
it's your page.
Yeah.
It's your page that we're all just going to kind of come in and chime on it, right? So, are you going to go and journal your food? Are you going to, what are you going to do?
Well,
Even if you don't like what you're eating?
well, you know, it would be great to journal my food. My biggest issue is that I forget to.
Yeah, me too. I know. It is hard to write down stuff. It is.
You know, I don't always have something with me to write it down with. And I'm an old-fashioned paper and pen person.
Okay, that works.
But I know there are programs out there.
Mm-hmm.
I've looked at a couple of them, but there are a couple of programs, and my problem with those is I'm not a calorie counter.
Okay, good. That was another question I was
Yeah,
going to
I'm
have
not
for
a
you.
calorie counter. Mostly, and the reason I'm not a calorie counter is because I get the best way, I get overwhelmed with calories.
Mhm.
It's just too much to think about all the time.
Yep. And you have to carry something around to know.
Yeah.
Unless it says it on it. And if you're eating the way that you're supposed to eat,
Right.
then you don't really have a lot of labels because you're supposed to be eating a lot of fruit and fresh,
Right.
readily,
Exactly.
local grown, available
So I know
things.
we were talking about what I did
Mhm.
with this 21-day
Oh,
reset.
yeah. Mhm.
That works. It does work. I didn't lose because I was eating 3 times what I was normally eating,
Yep.
instead of eating the same amount over 5 meals instead of 2.5.
Yep.
So, because I eat off a lunch plate, so when I took this container and I put it on my lunch
So
plate,
the
it was
21
all over the
reset,
place.
They give you a container.
Yes, they give you a
Okay.
container,
Interesting.
and half of it's vegetables,
Yeah.
and then you get a thing for protein, and then a
Is
thing.
it a divided container?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
and then it's got a small area for fruits, carbs.
So it's like a lunch,
Fats,
like a
whatever.
lunch thing, like you
Yeah.
get when you're or in the hospital.
Yes.
It's all divided.
And so you have to have a veggie, you have to have the protein,
That's good.
and then you can choose whether you want to have dressing on your stuff
Okay.
or not, or
Yep.
fruits and vegetables.
Yeah.
Fruits in there. Fruits you have to be careful of because there's a lot of sugar in
Yeah,
fruits, and
I
when you
get
have
that.
sugar in the fruit, you start craving
Sugar.
sugar otherwise.
Yeah.
So you have to be careful of how much
Now, do you
fruit
eat a lot of sugar? Are you a sugar eater?
No, I'm a crispy, salty eater.
Yeah. Which I have to tell you, I find that a lot. That can, and we were discussing too. Let's talk about that. How, heavy versus fat. So Joan has major self-confidence, and we discussed that she's here because she's fat. She doesn't like the fat. She has fat. How's that?
Yes.
Joan is here because she has fat that she doesn't like. It inhibits her lifestyle. But a lot of people who have fat don't eat sweets as much as I would think. Like there are people who maybe have some fat.
Mhm.
Like me, I have this little extra thing. That's my sweet cravings for my whatever. But people who are maybe say, okay, way overweight, maybe obese,
Mhm.
tend to not eat sweets as much as you would think. Am I right in that?
Correct.
Yeah.
They eat more carbs though,
Yeah.
and that's what it is. Is you
Alright.
fill with carbs.
Yeah.
Your body craves energy because you're
Chips,
lugging around
pretzels,
chips,
bread.
pretzels, salt.
Salt.
Your body is lugging around, in my case, 380 pounds here.
Yeah.
And my body's lugging that around, and I
Sweating
feel
like crazy all the time.
miserable. And I really, oh wait, it's 360 now. I
360,
feel
yeah.
miserable.
Okay, yay.
All the time. Overnight. No, I'm kidding. I do, and I felt, and so I overeat with the carbs because carbs give you a quick fake energy.
Yes.
Not just sweets, carbs. So I'm
Right.
not eating sweets, but let me have 2 cups of rice.
Mhm.
Let me have a cup and a half of mashed potatoes.
Mhm. Yeah.
Home fries. A lot of heavy people are eating fried foods.
Yeah.
And I
Do you
noticed
eat
that.
fried foods? Do you eat fried foods?
I don't care for them. They upset my stomach.
Yeah.
I don't eat a lot of dairy. Dairy is also something that as you get older,
Mhm. I
almost
found
everybody I've talked to,
Yeah, I had to cut out milk.
yeah,
I get a really bad stomach ache from milk.
yeah, and I don't
Eat
feel
yogurt.
well.
Yeah.
You feel logy. You feel like when you spend the whole day in the pool
Mhm.
and you have that water, that
Yeah.
boggled down feeling.
Yeah.
Gluten is another thing. I don't cut gluten out because I don't have a gluten out, but if I don't eat a lot of it, I feel better.
Right.
I feel a little bit lighter.
Mm-hmm.
The stomach's not so
Mm-hmm.
bloated.
I feel the same, I will
Yeah.
say, when I cut out the white stuff.
Yes.
It's the sugar, it's the pasta, it's the breads,
Yeah.
the white breads.
Because there's no
Yeah.
nutrition in them at all.
Right. Because they bleached it all out. They
Right,
just,
exactly.
You know?
And the other
Yep.
thing that I find for bread, and this is an interesting thing, I use very expensive sprouted wheat bread.
Yeah, I like it. I was going to say they.
Yes, and
they
and
sell
what
it
what
now
I
all over.
find with the sprouted
Yeah.
wheat bread, or sprouted grain bread,
Mhm.
basically, because you can get all
Seeds,
kinds of different
grains,
stuff,
different. It's
and they
cool.
kind of just mash it together and
Yeah.
cook it without flour,
Yeah.
and it's heavy and it's dense, and you can take a half a piece of that bread and make a sandwich out of it,
Yep.
and you're full.
Yep.
A half a sandwich, boom, I'm done. I can't eat anymore.
Mhm.
I have
Interesting.
good bowel movement.
Yeah.
You
That's
know,
important.
it's very important.
That's a big thing, no matter what
I noticed
size.
with a lot of
Just
my
saying.
diets that I went on that were
Affected your
supposed
cleansing.
to be good diets, I had problems with constipation.
Yeah, and that's awful. Because
And my bowels just didn't move like they were supposed to. I felt
Yeah.
terrible.
Yeah.
Dairy does that to me as well, so I have to be very careful. I can eat a small amount, but I used to eat a lot of yogurt, and I would
Mhm.
never lose any weight while I was eating the yogurt.
Interesting. And there's some people that are so fit and that's all they eat. So I guess, again, like Joan said, you have to know your body and
Well,
you
if
have to
all
know
you
how
eat is
feel.
yogurt,
Yeah. Well,
then good for you.
well, no, but
no.
I know I have a girl. I have a very fit woman that I know. She's a skier, a snowboarder, a mountain biker in Chamonix, France.
Yeah.
And her everyday lunch is yogurt and fruit, yogurt and granola,
Yeah.
and organic.
Yep.
But that's what she eats, and there's no fat on her body. She's ripped. And she considers it fuel. So me, I can't
Yep.
eat it like that.
Yeah,
It's just
neither can I.
interesting.
Yeah, it is
So
interesting.
she lives off
And
it,
so
where it affects you.
Every
poorly.
person's body is
So
different.
yeah.
I went on this one thing, a 6-week diet, and
Yeah.
what it did is there was 3 different body types. They have the blood type diet.
Yeah.
Makes a little bit of sense
Yeah.
to me.
Did you use
Where the
it?
different blood types.
Yeah.
I never actually went on that diet.
Okay.
You know, there were people, I look at a diet and I think, can I stick to it? No
Yeah.
matter whether it's good or not, my lifestyle is kind of crazy. I come here every morning, I go to work, I work strange hours, I'm busy
Mhm.
with my father who's elderly, I'm busy with my kids who
Mhm.
are lazy, I'm busy with, just kidding. I'm
She
just
loves her
busy
kids.
with my children who don't have licenses, and I have to take them here, there, and everywhere.
For other reasons.
Yeah.
Which we might talk about that because I think
Well,
dealing
that's a
with
part of the
stressors-
stress. Yeah.
Dealing with
Yes.
stresses and how we react to stress, definitely. You know, part of abdominal fat is from cortisol, and cortisol is created from anxiety and stress.
Yes, and I've had a lot of
So,
stress in my
yeah.
life, and some of it I'm able to